Hi, have you ever asked yourself why some body floats and why some other body sink? Yes, that is a very interesting question. You have to ask yourself why there are some objects, which sometimes we call it the heavy one, tend to sink when placed on top of water, while others they float while put on top of water. For example, like when we try to put the coin on top of water, then our coin suddenly will sink up to the bottom. Now, the question is to ask yourself why this happened, as well as why at the same time when we put like wooden block on top of water, then that wooden block will float. Very interesting. As a physicist, you have to ask yourself on every scenario you are trying to observe the question why. So here's the fact. If we try now to zoom in the water, like here now, I am in the liquid, and try to observe this floating object here, like you see, they are floating now. But if I try to go further and do the research on why this object float, then I will notice that there is the force inside here that tries to push this object upward. Yes, of course, there is a force on any floating object that pushes this object upward, like they're telling the object, no, don't come in. Yes. For example, take a balloon, like here, I take the balloon and try to push downward, but if somehow I leave it, then automatically will be pushed upward, like if there is someone inside trying to throw away that balloon. So that experience shows that there is something inside the liquid that push object upward. And that force probably we have given it its name, and it is called an upthrust. So what is an upthrust? If I ask you, pause the video and try to tell me what is an upthrust. Yes, of course. By telling me that upthrust is just that force found inside the liquid tend to push any object upward, you are right. But not necessarily this upthrust to win its battle. Yes, of course. Sometimes it fails, though it try.
Kwa hivyo ndani ya maji ni kama vile kuna kitu ambacho kinazuia. Siku zote kimesema kwamba hakuna kitu kuingia. Kwa ukiweka kitu juu ya maji, hiyo nguvu inaanza kuminyana na hicho kitu. Nimesema hakuna kuingia ndani ya maji. Nimesema hakuna kuingia ndani ya maji. Kwa hivyo kitu kinabaki juu kinaelea. Hii nguvu, hebu usimamisha video na uniambie, hii nguvu inayominyana na kitu kisizame inaitwaje?
The upthrust should be much enough to hold that object from coming in. That is the only way for an object to stay up. No other way. And if it happened, the object sink, it probably and absolutely mean that this upthrust failed. But reminding you, it tried. The upthrust always tend to try to prevent, but while trying to prevent that object, then it finds that this object is much heavier than what I am capable